Hey guys, what's up? It's November 7th, as you can hear in the background, just finishing up WWE Raw. This was not the video I was intending on doing, or the podcast rather I was intending on doing, but I have to because I am just not understanding the logic here. Why are you having Austin Theory waste his Money in the Bank contract A, on the United States Championship, and two, when this is supposed to be the return of the Open Challenge? Now, I understand there was just something with Bobby. See, I went out to go let the dogs out. So I was outside the backyard with the dogs when the whole Bobby Lashley thing happened. I saw the challenge. I saw him beat up Mustafa Ali, and when I come back in, I see him laid out, and I see Theory in the ring, and they're saying he's cashing in. Now, I did mention this briefly. I can't remember which podcast that you know Theory had lost some momentum because he really wasn't being featured as much as he was under Vince. So did that mean that Triple H didn't see the value in him? Triple H didn't think he was ready for where he was. Clearly, there was a different view of Austin Theory because Austin Theory pretty much took, maybe saying a backseat is too extreme, but he did take a backseat. Same thing with the Miz. You hardly saw the Miz in the beginning. R-Truth, as you could see, the 24/7 title had no mention whatsoever. You saw Nikki Cross attempt, she missed it, but throw it into the garbage. So you can tell the 24/7 thing is over. But it did seem under the regime of Triple H, Austin Theory was losing some TV time or some faith or whatever. Now, there was some talk maybe a week ago trying to figure out what to do with Theory in the what to do with Theory and the Money in the Bank contract briefcase. How to have him cash it in. I did see that there was talk about taking it off of him, putting it on somebody else. There was talk of him, they wanted to do something different, and yes, that was different, but I think it was a stupid kind of different. They wanted to, what was it that I read? That they wanted to have him wait actually a full year, year to the day. So at the next Money in the Bank pay per view, that he was on a countdown to actually cash it in. I understand Roman is the champion. You don't want him to cash in a Roman, but there was still enough time to do something with Theory. Now, yes, do I think Theory is, great? No, but I did like Theory. He is that type who is that annoying type. You want to see him get his ass kicked. I did like Theory. Yes, he had his issues. He was in trouble. They did whatever they had to do with that. You know what? Now you got to kind of move past it, and I'm not understanding why. Is he in trouble with something that they had to get the title off him? Get the briefcase off him? Maybe. Or maybe this was simply a case of Triple H, not having faith in him or not thinking that he was ready. And, if I was Theory, I would be disappointed that I was getting all this momentum, all this upward trajectory, and now it's being pulled up from underneath me. I understand that's how the wrestling business goes, and we were getting signs of Theory losing momentum anyway. But just to have it done like this, it just sort of reminds you of the whole Baron Corbin thing. It was like a waste. It was just a waste to cash it in on the United States Championship, especially when it was just an open challenge thing. You could have had Theory hold this because the next Money in the Bank is not until what? June or July, whatever it was this year. I don't remember if it was in June or July, but you could have held it. You could have waited, even if you would have get rid of the Money in the Bank event and put it back on WrestleMania, because that's another thing that they're talking about, whether or not to drop that pay per view and put the match back on WrestleMania. Either way, he still had until June, July, whatever that event was. So even if he felt he wasn't ready, as you know, I have been saying my vision was to have Theory rob Cody Rhodes of his moment. So this does sort of change a couple of things, but I just think this was just a poor decision, poorly executed. I would not have done it. And I know there was talk, again, there was talk about doing something different. Totally disagree with this. Just doesn't make sense. If it is an open challenge, Why did you have to do it this way? Why have him waste it? It doesn't make sense to have him waste it if you're bringing back the whole open challenge thing. I get that Bobby answered the challenge first, so therefore, in theory, one of the match that night he would have had to do the Money in the Bank. But why not just wait until next week? Now, on a fair side, you could say, well, hey, they never announced that this was going to be a normal thing, but Theory could have came out and challenged him. I just don't understand. And like I said, unless this is one of two things, there was a loss of faith in him, or Triple H just doesn't think he's ready, or maybe there is something that Theory's in trouble with, and he's going to be going away for a while. Maybe he has an injury. I don't know, but clearly there was something. Not something, but clearly there was a change in the creative plans for Austin Theory. Now, maybe we'll find out later. Maybe there'll be something online to say why they decided to do this. They didn't think he was ready. There was something outside going on. They just, or it was just the simple fact they wanted to do something different. But again, I just find it very stupid what they did. And at least for me, this is the first big fuck up of Triple H to me. Because I don't see what the reason of doing this was. I just don't. And we can all agree that Theory had lost momentum since Vince left. We can all agree with that. We all knew that there was not going to be a point that he was going to cash in on Roman Reigns. And maybe maybe he could have. Maybe they could have did it at WrestleMania. If I had thought the idea of he faces Rock on Saturday and then Roman faces Cody on Sunday. If Cody comes back and wins the Royal Rumble, you can have Theory cash in cash in on Cody at WrestleMania. Okay, maybe you don't want him to have that. He doesn't deserve that honor. Fine, you could have waited months later. But what is this? The third time that they've fucked up with Money in the Bank. Remember they gave it to Otis during COVID and then had to get it off of him, and then it ended up going to The Miz. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed and a little bit stunned. Again, this could be just because I did like Theory. I liked the character. And I thought he would have been that perfect person to ruin the happy ending for somebody of winning the championship. But I would hope this is not going to become somewhat of the norm, that we could just cash in the Money in the Bank for any title, because the idea is that you for a title opportunity, and fine. In fairness, you're assuming title opportunity is the main title, but it can really be any title. Even when Otis won it, there was talk about him using it to cash in to get him. And at the time, as Otis would call him, Tucky, he was heavy machinery. There was talk of him cashing it in so he could get them a tag team title opportunity. So it's a short one today. That's just my rant. I would definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts if you think this was a big mistake. If it wasn't a mistake, you were happy to see something different. I think it was a mistake. I think it was something stupid. To me, I feel you set Theory back. So what? Are they going to send Theory back down to NXT now? Like, what are they going to do with him? You did all of this build up for him just to, I would almost equate this to the bullshit way that Kofi Kingston's championship reign ended. So let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments. You agree with me, disagree with me. I'm an idiot. They're idiots. Just put something in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm very curious now to see where Theory goes from here now. Where does he go? Does he go now and start the program with Seth Rollins for the United States Championship, where it seemed like he was about to start a program with Mustafa Ali, talking about Seth Rollins? Because clearly right now, Seth Rollins is a face right now. At least until Cody comes back, he's gonna be a face. So are you gonna have him go still mess with Mustafa Ali and have face versus face? Or are you going to have Theory get involved? Is Bobby Lashley going to still mess around with with Seth Rollins to get his title back, with Brock Lesnar hovering around. Is Theory going to try to get his revenge on Bobby Lashley, or does Theory just disappear? We shall see. Short one, and it's funny. I told you I wanted to start doing more podcasts, posting a little bit more frequently. I was going to start doing maybe profile of some of the wrestlers, and Rhea Ripley was going to be my first one. Guess what? Theory was going to be my number 2. I was going to do number 2 on him, but there's no point in doing it now. So, anyway, that's it. Just have a good night, and let me know what your thoughts are.